Today we are going to be unboxing and fitting a pretty special exhaust onto the Evo. So the Evo came, well, when I got it, it's got a Fujitsu exhaust fitted to it, which is a very generic, run-of-the-mill Japanese brand, in my opinion, that a lot of Japanese cars have fitted aftermarket. Sounds all right, but it's just a very generic Japanese car sound. So I wanted something a bit more special on the car, and ideally something that would save me some weight. Had a look at what was out there, didn't want HKS because it had silent in the title, that sounded crap. The Blitz NOWE spec is an exhaust that I've had on about 3 Japanese cars in the past, and I love the Blitz, but it was hard to get hold of for me here in Sweden. And again, I've heard some reports that the sound is just a bit too generic, so the hunt was on for something a little bit different. So what did I end up going for? Well, I managed to find something on eBay in Germany, of all places, secondhand because you can't buy them new anymore, sadly, but basically this. Excuse the mess. So it is a Kakimoto Gt1.0Z. So 1mm stainless steel pipework, no boxes apart from the back box, and I think titanium back box and tip, or maybe it's stainless, but obviously it's used, so I need to get it out of the packet, see what it looks like. But apparently, from a sound perspective, very limited information on it, obviously because it's old, but from a few videos that I did see and a few articles that I read, apparently it is supposed to be one of the best sounding exhausts you can get on the Evo. So this should be interesting. So the first thing we need to do is unwrap it, inspect it, probably give it a very good clean, and then look at getting it fitted onto the car. Okay, so here it is. The seller, who sells a lot of Jap parts and a lot of Evo parts too, he described it obviously as used because it's over 10 years old, but he said it was okay condition, but I would say it's pretty good condition actually. I mean, the tip looks perfect, and hopefully this will polish up and clean up nicely. So I don't think he really knew weirdly what he had, but you can see here GT1.0Z, and as soon as I saw that, it's like, ooh, that's a bit special. There you can see Kakimoto Racing, etc. Don't think he realized quite what he had, because these new were pretty expensive because Kakimoto isn't cheap anyway, but I think because of the model and the fact it was so light, this looks like it's going to be pretty noisy. So let's start by giving it a really good clean and then see what condition it's in after we've done that, and then we can look at getting it fitted on the car.
2,000 years later.
So the exhaust is washed, it is degreased now, and I won't lie, this video is probably a month or more on from the last video when I unboxed the exhaust because I've been doing other things, but I'm back on to the exhaust now, we hope. So yeah, you can see here I've moved it around from where it was, so it's all dry. Now I've taken the clamps off and I've put some WD-40 on them. I'm not going to do any more to the long pipe. I'm not going to do any more to the bend there. The only thing I'm going to do more to is I'm going to try and polish up the box at the rear. So that's the next thing we're going to do now, and then when that's done, hopefully it comes up nicely, we'll give the thing away before we fit it onto the car, and then it's going to be taking the other exhaust off and getting this one on and seeing how it sounds. Okay, that took a little while, but I think the results, to say it's a 10, 12-year-old exhaust, can't really complain at that. It's got to see all the logos and everything, and yeah, it's come up really, really well, I think. And there's not really any scratches or anything anywhere, so that should look really smart when it's on the car. And obviously I can polish it as well when it's on the car more easily and keep it in good shape, I hope, because I don't understand people that get a nice shiny expensive exhaust and then just let it get full of shit, but that's just me. So it'll be get the old exhaust off, hopefully drop this one on and then see how it sounds. I do have some clips that I did in another video of the Fujitsu exhaust. I get confused with these names, these Japanese names, of that driving through the tunnels in Uddevalla to do a kind of back-to-back comparison. But yeah. And just like that, the exhaust is off. So easy to do. Way easier than it was on the M3 and on the Megane, actually, to do. And the Clio. In fact, every car I've worked on, apart from maybe my old Starlet, which obviously is Japanese as well. So maybe it's a Japanese thing. But yeah, that came off nice and easy. So hopefully the new exhaust will go on just as easily. I will lay them out side by side so you can take a look at them and see how they differ. And then I might need to go to the store and buy some bits, like some new gaskets and new bolts and things like that, just to do a proper job. But other than that, we should be able to get it on. But first things first, I'm just going to weigh both exhausts. Right, first up, Fujitsu. I can already tell that this is heavier than the Kakimoto. 12.6 kilos, and it just fits under the roof. 12.6 kilos, Fujitsu Gt1.0Z, JASMA approved. And now, Kakimoto. Oh, you bloody thing. So 3.8 kilos for that bit. And this bit is 2.7. That's pretty light. So here we have the exhaust side by side. You can see the difference in fitment with both of them. And you can see the difference in scale with both of them. So the Kakimoto is 3.5 inch straight through. It's bigger bore than the Fujitsu, and you can see that the Fujitsu has got 2 extra boxes on there, and I think Jesper, the previous owner, he's actually cut down or removed some of the midsection to give it a better sound. So this is modified Fujitsu, so you've got 2 boxes there straight through here, really nice sort of bends and curves, and then the back box is the biggest difference. So the Kakimoto is absolutely tiny and ultra compact and ultra light, and the Fujitsu is this great big monstrous thing. So there's going to be a vast difference in the sound between these two systems, like no doubt. You can see that already just looking at them side by side. So I will just have a quick test fit now with the Kakimoto. I keep getting confused between Kakimoto and Fujitsu, it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it? So I need to just have a test fit now. I'm not going to video it, just to make sure things look okay and work out what I need to get from the store. And then I'll go to the store, buy the bits I need, like new stainless bolts and stuff like that, and gaskets, buy a new gasket, and then we can hopefully build it up and put it on the car and then see how the thing sounds.
A few inches later.
Back now from the local hardware store and the local car store. So I've got a nice shiny new gasket to go between the front of the exhaust and the cat. Couldn't find any of these, so I will use the standard ones for now. Got some nice new stainless bolts for the cat and for the brackets for mounting the exhaust, etc. And I have fitted the exhaust together now, so it's as it will sit. And I've put the clamps on. So I'm just going to tighten the clamps up slightly and then can get under the car with it and fit it up. It's worth pointing out as well that there's a bit more weight to be saved because all this stuff here wasn't needed, it turns out, with the Kakimoto, because the Kakimoto just has one side mount, and that, if we go underneath the car, that's that bolt hole you can see. So that just has one of the hangers on it there, whereas the Fujitsu had this bracket coming all the way across with two hangers on it, presumably because of the weight. So I managed to save more weight, which is cool, and it simplifies the install. Car's back down on the floor now, everything's tightened and checked, and I think that looks pretty good. Actually, it didn't really move at all when I was adjusting it and tightening it. One thing I would say, need to add, is that not only did I remove the front sort of bar that the Fujitsu had, which I don't know if that's stock or not, where it had rubber mounts both sides, but I also had to remove the heat shield for the cat because it was just too close at one point, and I thought, even though it wasn't touching, with vibration, with movement from the engine and with heat expansion, etc., that was going to touch and it's going to give a nasty rattle underneath the sort of transmission tunnel area, so that had to go. But I've got a D-cat anyway, so it doesn't really matter, you don't really need something like that, and the cat only goes on for test time. So that's all I had to do. So now we can give the thing a go. Obviously I need to warm the car up before we can give it a bit more beans, and because it's raining and miserable, I can't go out in the car yet, so that'll have to wait. Here we go. Oh yes. Oh, I hope that's coming across on the camera. Wow, that is a sound.
One eternity later.
Yeah, says it all really. Yeah. I've not stopped smiling since starting the car up and hearing that exhaust. It is, oh my god, it's good. I hope you get some idea of how it sounds. Obviously the car putting on the show as well for us, but hopefully you get some idea how the thing sounds from the footage in this video. But honestly, I've listened back to the footage and it's not even close to how it sounds in the flesh, because these videos kind of never are they? But I did the best job I could to capture the video. Anyway, so yeah, that's speechless. So yeah, thanks for watching.